So today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of green vegetables in your eating. Green, one way to think about it is green means that they're full of folic acid. And what is folic acid? Folic acid is like oxygen. So think of the bushes, the plants, the trees, the grass outside. All of those things we know are beneficial for us as humans because they release oxygen. They give off oxygen, which we need to breathe. Well, any sort of green vegetable contains a large amount of folic acid, which is essentially oxygen. And that is very vital for healthy cell functioning in our bodies. Some of the vegetables I have on display here to talk about today are asparagus. Broccoli, of course, is an ever popular green vegetable. Leeks are wonderful in soups and other types of recipes. They're similar to an onion type of a flavor. Some curly kale. Sometimes just taking vegetables and smelling them, it's like you infuse your lungs with a fresh boost of oxygen. It's like being in a rainforest. Here I have some rainbow chard, Swiss chard, a great add-in. You can chop it up and kind of hide it into a lot of pastas, soups, things, all sorts of things like that. Arugula or other mixed greens is a popular salad vegetable. And finally, some Brussels sprouts. So, first I want to start off by showing you some of the properties of vegetables, these vegetables, and why they support our body the way that they do. So as you can see, this is a Swiss chard, rainbow chard leaf, and it has a main artery running up the leaf and all of these little veins that kind of sprout out. And that's very similar to our own respiratory system and circulation system. So the same vitamins and macro and micronutrients that are found in these vegetables benefit those systems in our body. So for example, these vegetables are full of vitamins A, C, E, and K, and also minerals such as calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, potassium, phosphorus, just to name a few. So it's interesting to see how the energetic properties that are naturally present in the green leafy vegetables help support those type of processes in our body. An interesting thing to know is that in 1931, a German doctor by the name of Otto Warburg was awarded the Nobel Prize for his research proving that cancer cells use a different type of metabolism. They use a non-oxygen type of metabolism. So in translation, while we all know that the human body needs oxygen to survive, in fact, every single cell in our body needs to be in an oxygen-rich environment in order to function at its best. Cancer cells are just the opposite. Cancer cells function and thrive in a glucose or sugar-rich environment, but they actually die off in an oxygen-rich environment. So in other words, eating these dark green vegetables that are high in folic acid, you naturally are supporting your human cells to function at their highest level while preventing cancer cells from being able to survive. So it's a kind of a double win-win. It's a cancer prevention and a health promotion. One thing that I always found interesting is the attraction to mosquitoes to different people. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have like so many more mosquito bites than others? And they kind of joke maybe, oh, I must have sweet blood or something. Mosquitoes just love me for some reason. That is a little indication because mosquitoes are attracted to carbon dioxide. And when your body is low in oxygen, especially through your blood supply and your circulatory system, then your body gives off higher amounts of carbon dioxide. So in other words, if a person is attracting mosquitoes at a higher rate, they are having lower amounts of oxygen in their circulating blood supply. So one way that they can change that, shift that, is by eating more of these dark green vegetables, which are rich in folic acid or oxygen, if you will. So kind of an interesting thing to keep a check on next summer and see how you do. There are many ways that you can cook with these and add these types of vegetables and foods to your daily plan. I like to eat some of these raw. Broccoli is a favorite. You know, the kids especially can break them off. They call them like baby trees and dip them in hummus or other ranch dip. That's an easy preparation. Also, like I said, salads are popular with your arugula, your baby greens, kale, Swiss chard. You can just kind of tear them up into pieces and have that be raw and very simplistic. For cooking vegetables, you can do a variety of methods, anything from boiling, steaming, roasting. I love to have roasted Brussels sprouts. I usually mix some Brussels sprouts in with some sweet potatoes or other root vegetables, beets, and roast them in 350 degrees for about 40 or 45 minutes, give or take, after they've been seasoned up. Adding herbs, fresh herbs like cilantro or dill. If you can just buy a bunch of herbs and keep those available, that's an easy way to add on top of eggs, in soups, on top of salads, or as a kind of a complement to different entrees or chicken dishes. Those are fun, tasty ways to add greens and folic acid to your food. Cabbage. Now this is something that traditionally people tend to make corned beef and cabbage. You can boil it. You can shred it up and put it over a salad. You can make a slaw with cabbage. One of my favorite ways to eat cabbage is to make a fermented sauerkraut. Sauerkraut is really just fermented cabbage, usually with a little bit of onion and maybe some seasonings. And what I mean by fermented is that you shred up the cabbage and allow it to sit at room temperature for usually about a week to a week and a half. With some clean filtered water and a little bit of sea salt. That allows the natural sugars to break apart, and it increases the probiotic content. So really eating fermented, naturally fermented foods like sauerkraut is a great way to inoculate your system with healthy probiotics as well. So there, like I said, there's a variety of ways to add different greens into your meal in a simple and easy fashion. And my challenge to you is to add at least one meal, including green vegetables, in your day, and then let me know how that is. Thank you.